Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. So one of the most talked about games right now is, of course, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I picked it up yesterday, been having a really good time with it on the PlayStation 4. I've been a big fan of Final Fantasy VII for a really long time. It is actually my most played game on Steam, which I know sounds kind of ridiculous given the fact we've got games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive and all of these other games that aren't just single player and you can invest so much time into, but I've put in an obscene amount of time into Final Fantasy VII way back in the day, playing through it multiple times, and I was always hoping that a remake would be happening. Years went by and we never got the announcement. However, 2015 came around. It was revealed at Sony's E3 conference. It was announced as coming to PlayStation 4 first, and that is in fact what happened yesterday. We had the release PlayStation 4 only, but it's also been confirmed that it is a one-year timed exclusive. Now, there is no confirmed indication on whether or not the game will come to PC. However, it should be evident to just about everybody that the game will come to PC. Why is that? Well, it became really obvious the other day when they dropped a trailer, and literally in the beginning of the trailer, there's a subtitle that reads, "Recorded on a PC." Now, that obviously makes sense. The game was developed on PCs, but that's still pretty interesting that they would just openly put that in the trailer and just pretty much confirm that the game will be coming to PC. Now, even before that, I thought it was pretty obvious that the game would be coming to PC. Look, Square Enix has put every other Final Fantasy game and damn near every single one of their IPs on PC outside of Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what the hot take with that game is and why it's taken so long for that to come to PC. I imagine it'll happen at some point, given that they just put the games on Xbox as well, so why wouldn't they want to make more money on PC? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But Final Fantasy is a little bit different, as we have literally every Final Fantasy game on PC outside of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and maybe there's the odd one or two games like Tactics, War of the Lines, and Dissidia Final Fantasy, but all the mainline Final Fantasy games, at least up since 4, Final Fantasy 3 might be on there as well. I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 3 is on there. I don't know if 1 and 2 are. The point being is that the majority of Final Fantasy games are on PC, and all of the new ones that have been released within the last decade or so, they have all come to PC. That includes Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age, Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 HD. All of the Final Fantasy 13 games and Final Fantasy 15, so why wouldn't Final Fantasy VII Remake at some point come to PC? Now, to talk about the game a little bit, I'm really enjoying the game on PlayStation 4. However, I noticed it, and a lot of other people are noticing it, that there are some technical limitations. Now, who knows if that's something that'll be corrected in a patch. The game looks beautiful at times. However, there are some textures here and there that don't look as good. Look, if this game came out on PC and the handcuffs completely came off and we could get this game at a smooth 60 frames per second, it would be one of the best looking PC games of all time, quite possibly. Now, Final Fantasy 15, in my opinion, it was one of the best looking PC games of all time. However, that game did have some port issues initially. Personally, from my experience, that game worked really well after a few months of release, but that is an anecdotal experience. If you do go to, let's say, the Final Fantasy 15 Steam page right now, let's pull it up, I'm pretty sure that the game doesn't have like an overwhelmingly positive reception or something like that, but that could also be indicative of the game quality, because the game was not very good. At least I don't think the majority of people thought it was very good. Now, it does have a very positive reception, 82% positive. The real issue with the game was from a storytelling standpoint. It was a pretty big train wreck, and not to give you guys spoilers with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII does in fact have a pretty great story. However, there are rumblings that some major changes have been made, and I'll look into that as soon as I beat the game. I'm still relatively early on given the scope and the grandeur of that title, but if it does come to PC, easily worth a replay for Final Fantasy VII fans and to newcomers as well, because this is going to be the experience of Final Fantasy VII to have based on what I've played initially. Now, if they go and completely wreck the story, I don't know about that one. I mean, Tetsuya Nomura is the director, so that's already pretty sketchy, and you don't know if that's going to turn out really well. But hey, we'll see how that does turn out if they are going to be changing a lot of things. But at this point, it's a pretty good one-to-one conversion, outside of the fact that they are adding in a lot of context to flesh out a lot of the characters. If you actually look at Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII had such a deep story. It had such an overarching narrative. They released sequel movies. They released other games like Dirge of Cerberus. We had prequels in Crisis Core. However, if you actually assess that game's length based on the amount of content that the story really has, it seems a little bit rushed. Final Fantasy VII is not that lengthy of a game, but I really feel like it should have been a little bit longer based on the fact that there's so much to flesh out in the game. Hell, Vincent was initially supposed to be a main character in the game, and then they transitioned him into a side character. Obviously, with this remake, I imagine that Vincent is going to be a main character in the story, and he's just not going to be a secret unlockable character that wasn't fleshed out at all. I might be getting into spoiler territory at this point. I really don't think that's a spoiler since that's pretty evidently known. And I'm not even giving you guys story specifics at this point, but whatever. Vincent was a badass and he deserves to have a full game around him. That was actually quality. Dirge of Cerberus was not a very good game. But yeah, at this point I'm just rambling about the remake, but I feel like the game does deserve to be rambled about. Honestly, at the end of the day, if you're not a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, it is Square Enix and you know what's gonna happen. Maybe in like 2030, 2035, if we're all good, they're gonna release a 3-part collection with all 3 of the games for $59.99, and you can play it that way because obviously we are being piecemealed. The game at this point, I feel like the purchase is pretty good. However, that is something that is gonna turn off a lot of people, and if you do want to wait, 6 to 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, who knows, it's Square Enix, and have a collection and have that on PC, have the port working really well, have a crap ton of mods as well, maybe it might be best off for you to wait. But as a gigantic Final Fantasy VII fan, I had to check out the game on day one, and I am enjoying my time with it. But also speaking on the fact that I have such an affinity with that game, again, it being the top played game on my Steam profile is kind of ridiculous given all of the games that I have on Steam and all of the games that I've put a lot of hours into. But nonetheless, that's going to conclude this video. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the remake. If you're worried that the game's not coming to PC, I would really temper those worries. And also, it is going to be a timed exclusive, a 1-year timed exclusive until April 10th of 2021. But guess what? There's a billion other great games coming out. Even if Final Fantasy VII Remake saw another delay, I honestly wouldn't have been that upset just because at this point, we've got like a billion games to play. We've got this gigantic backlog. I'm not going to get that antsy over games getting delayed, even though it is a little bit annoying when it does happen at 0 hour. But right now, delays are going to happen naturally because of everything going on. Nonetheless, that's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys played the remake. What do you think of it? Are you enjoying it? Are you disappointed by it? Because I am seeing a couple of mixed opinions. That's going to conclude this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.